Y'all are having a good weekend. Um, Superboy, number 4. Had to check. I've read 2 of these, and they blended together, and they still have a lot to explain, and they still have Connor's evil clone running around and throwaway characters that remind me of the symbiotes, where they're just throw, putting them in there just because they can. I'm not even sure the guy's name. He's a Daxamite. He played a big part in this one, and it turns out he's cloning Connor, which I'm pretty sure it said in Superman way back when, or Teen Titans. Let's go with Teen Titans because that's how they got matched. Can't really clone Connor because um it's Superboy's DNA is um unstable, not disabled. God, can't talk today. Superboy's DNA is unstable, but they didn't take that into account, I guess. And we're only on the 4th issue. Yeah, like I said, if they're smart, they'll drag him back down to Earth. They'll get away from this on the 7th issue. Give him like a couple more, but they'll put him back in space again, round number 13, and yeah, I just want to see what Superboy's um what Superboy's supporting cast on Earth are doing, like Young Justice, Cassie Sandsmark in particular. If you go back and rewatch my old videos, I was concerned that they were gonna not do anything with Cassie come serious time for Yara Floor. They didn't, and Yara didn't turn out to be a big thing, but that's not connected to not connected to these people in any way. The Superman cast, but you shouldn't invent a character, get people interested in them, and like throw it away. Like how they put Supergirl, better example, how they put Supergirl in the 31st century and then like brought her home again. People liked it in the 31st her in the 31st century. I didn't get involved till she came home, but still people like that and um still want it back. Yeah. Let's see what to say so I don't give it away because this book gets a 3, not a 4, not a 5, a 3. Because it's not too material. It did get better from episode 2, I think it was. But I'd still like to see what Connor's Superboy's other cast is doing. Like, what happened? What happened to Tana Moon? If they're gonna bring back the jacket, they have to bring back Tana Moon. What what happened to King Shark? With this, it just felt like they sort of forgot about all that because, like I said, they already did the we're gonna secretly clone um Superboy and make it like he had a clone already once. His name was Match, and they fought. They fought numerous times now. So it's like, yeah, and they totally forgot about him. That's not good when they're forgetting their own story. Um, it had the Green Lantern guy in it again. I totally forgot about him. See, I can show you some of the art. Green Lantern, he gets murdered. He gets murdered. And they make like, oh, he was just throwaway. But, um, let's see. I was kind of interested in him, but at the same time, Connor has a big enough supporting cast that it they should bring in some of his villains, especially now that King Shark is a thing again, and that he is supposed to meet up with the Clark Kent Superboy at some point. That's how time travel works, people. You do one thing one time, and then you meet the timeline kind of converges. You meet up with the timeline. Yeah, he met up with Clark Kent and Superboy in 0 Hour. Could have been an adventure with Booster Gold. But anyway, Booster Gold has a lot of supporting cast now too. I don't hate this series. What I have to tell you though is that he's been around since the 90s, and every writer seems to reinvent him because they think the other writer didn't do a proper job raising Superboy. Like his love with Cassie, that is paramount to him in the Teen Titans. Tana Moon may not have been a big enough relationship, but you're gonna tell me he goes missing and Cassie doesn't Cassie doesn't try to find him. She tried to resurrect him. That's how big a relationship they were. Yeah, I have other books to do, but I thought I'd start with number 4 because that was the biggest missed opportunity. And yeah, I thought I had the least to say about it. But moving on, we got other books to focus on, and I will later in this review. I got one more thing to say. If hypothetically they brought in Tim Drake, Robin, or any of the other Titans, what you guys could do to prove you were watching my channel, you could have Impulse reference the old, um, when they stole the Batmobile. Say, in another timeline, I probably still am the Flash or something like that. I don't want to shout out. I just want my character. I just want my my favorite character to reference a time that I like, because I liked when the Legion of Superheroes pulled Connor in the old Teen Titans annual, when the Legion of Superheroes pulled Connor away from his date with Cassie, or the Batmobile time, or just, yeah. I'd be curious to know if there are any other writers out there watching me, other than the fabulous work they're doing at Jupiter Jet, which, by the way, should get a third volume. Please. You could do better space stuff than this. When Jupiter Jet did it, they didn't they didn't feel like they were ripping off Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm just saying. He brought in his own element. Yeah. He he built the world around it. That book's stars go up every day when I read these. 2, 3, not Flash or Spawn, which is the ones I have to review. Hope you enjoyed that, because that's kind of what you get here at The World According to Bob. So, on with the review. There you go. Okay. Now, on to number 3. Mom will be helping me out. Okay. Mom will be helping me out today. But my major complaint with 3 and 4 of Superboy is that the story kind of glued together.
2 and 3?
No, 3 and
2 and 3.
3 and 4.
4.
2 and 3.
Oh. The other one was 2. Okay.
Huh. Pause it and I'll show you. Sorry, I had to pause it to show her. 3 and 4. Glued together. 3 and 4. Glued together into one big thing. I mean, for 3, I had to look at the ending to confirm which book it was. In the end of 3, you find that this Green Lantern discovers that what Connor and the crew have done, and they're
Whoa!
They might, in fact, they might in fact be the bad guys.
Musketeers?
Yeah. That Connor and co. The people Connor has been hanging out with for the whole entire issue. Their names don't matter. Only one of them matters enough to lie to Connor, and he's like this major butthole. He's not a nice guy. He says he's a Daxamite, but he's just this. And he's the main bad guy for the next issue as well. And you find out that everything this guy has told him is a lie. He might as well have been telling him that kryptonite was good for him and Superboy Prime was his friend. I mean, you see that Connor's hanging out with these people, and
But he didn't know anything about the people.
yeah. We'll pause it, I swear. Okay. She just won't shut up.
Get down. Get no.
But needless to say, Superboy's hanging out with these people. And he doesn't know anything about them. Oh, they're all happy one minute, having drinks with each other and all this, but Jupiter Jet did it better with the lady in Jupiter Jet. The lady that she thinks is like a good version of her. Bigger, a bigger good version of her. I think it was in maybe volume 2, but um Jupiter Jet did it better. The whole thing, the whole space setup, Jupiter Jet did it 100% better. I mean, they have the bad guy making a clone of himself. I think I don't really remember, but that's an original thought, and they could make the bad guy that clone, like, but Superman, if if they're trying to make Connor like the next Superman, let's say he's going to Titan's future, and that's the big thing they're leading up to. Superman fights multiple monsters, not just some evil dude that might be a clone of him. I don't know. I just don't like this whole space and all the setup for what feels like, oh my goodness, we're gonna find Connor, but we're gonna leave him alone, just like we did Supergirl in the TV show. Or, like I said, with Booster Gold and Project Slipstream, where that really didn't go anywhere. That really didn't say, oh, we're gonna. It didn't lead to like Parallax or whatever. And Connor is such a great character that he, he deserves something better than this series. Something better than this series. What I do, well, we'll get to that eventually, maybe. But for now, all you need to know is that DC Universe is a big place. I feel they're kind of squandering the opportunities that they could have with this series. I mean, what were the other guys' names that weren't the head clone.
This?
Yeah. They're not that memorable, what I'm saying. If you're
Right.
not the head clone, that's good that she thought I was asking her. The head clone kind of takes up most of their. That guy.
Yeah.
He has a name, but all, like Bird Boy here has no name.
This is Pyro, I think.
They're like, they mention it, but it doesn't. They don't. You understand what I'm saying? They don't keep them around long enough for it to
Yeah.
actually matter.
Right.
Show them Bird Boy. They're not like, oh, by the way, they could do what they did with Sandman, just and kill him off panel, and no one would notice. And Connor acts like a dummy in this series, and he's typically a smarter character than that. It's not.
Because he started helping these guys and didn't even figure out anything about them before he started helping them. You're right.
Yeah, that would have been nice, but honestly, no. He was smarter in the Teen Titans book written by Jeff Johns back in the day when he originally his programming got activated and he went to the farm with Ma and Pa Kent to get his head straight.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that was to set up the fight with Superboy Prime, but at the same time, he didn't want to endanger his friend. And bringing these guys to Earth, which there's no mention of bringing them to Earth yet, but if he brings these guys to Earth, that would endanger them more.
Yeah.
Not, oh, by the way, we're gonna bring all these space clones, and so individually, I'd give this book. The book itself gets a, a 3 because it's not horrible, but so combined they get a 6, but
Out of 10, right?
it would be like out of 10. So I mean, my scale's generally at a 5, but if you're gonna combine two okay books,
Then, yeah. 10. Okay. I get it.
so that's what I thought of that one.
The artwork was pretty.
Yeah, artwork was pretty.
I did enjoy the artwork.
And that's all that matters. Mom enjoyed the artwork. On to the next one. What?
Mm-hmm.
Want me to hold up the next book?
No, it's the next
Spawn.
one. I don't have it out yet.
Or, Flash.
Okay. On to the next book.
I'm sorry. I I have one more. I have one more thing to add to the Superboy review. That that plot line that plot line I referenced with plot Project Slipstream in Booster Gold was when this project was originally meant to stop the explosion of Coast City, right? And when Coast City explodes and he manages to save Michelle, but he doesn't manage to save her boyfriend or or um anyone else in Coast City. They say, "I'm so sorry he died," and this that, and the other. But presumably this project didn't stop the explosion either. And the plot line kinda goes nowhere. I mean, and the Project Slipstream woman shows up at least once more that I can think of, but not out of Booster Gold. And that's kind of what I think these people are going to be like. And the, the book itself, keep in mind this is what we voted for. That's why it kind of chaps me the wrong way, or rubs me the wrong way. We voted for this, and it feels like it has the potential to be great, but the storyline they're giving the character of Superboy feels like a mini series, and we didn't vote for a mini series. We voted for an ongoing that's supposed to last at least till issue 52. And then it's supposed to get canceled, and then we're supposed to have some kind of movement to bring it back, like any good series should. I mean, in Jupiter Jet, you have her meeting up with pirates and I don't know, so many other cool things. Like you meet this other woman with a jetpack, and it's like I knew your parents the whole time. And if if they're if they wanted to be a mini series, they could have made a mini series. But this is supposed to go on for average series material like Jupiter Jet did. And it's not doing Jupiter Jet it's not doing Jupiter Jet material worthy. It's doing more like some series we have just put out because the boss said we have to create a version of Metal Men or cast Nicolas Cage as Superman and have a giant spider. You know, I think they're gonna Connor's gonna get saved by Superman in space, but somehow they're gonna drag it back to Earth. There's gonna try to be a big fight, and that will be my mention of Earth. But in 10 years or so, it won't matter because Jupiter Jet did it better. How I think they could improve once he once he gets on Earth or stays in space, have the other characters come to him. Have the other characters like Doomsday or Booster Gold or the Titan's Future. Bring all the Connor Kent Superboy villains that you know he has. Just dig them out of the woodwork and put them in this book. Throw them all in there, and you have a decent stew on your hands. The ingredients are there. Just put them in. Yeah.